Welcome back to Her Logic. There is a deep psychological paradox that 90% of men never realize. When a woman starts to feel genuinely powerful attraction toward you, her first reaction is not to step closer. Her first instinct is to pull back and wear a mask of total indifference that feels cold and distant. I am Sofia. In behavioral psychology and evolutionary neuroscience, this response is called emotional risk aversion. The more a woman values you, the greater the potential hurt if you reject or dismiss her. Therefore, her evolutionary brain automatically triggers a value protection protocol by hiding her true feelings behind a wall of distance. For an inexperienced man, this sudden silence or apparent coldness causes panic. He will text frantically, explain himself, chase her, or lower his self-respect just to beg for a few seconds of her attention. But for a man who carries quiet masculinity, he does not guess, he does not chase, and he never allows his inner peace to be disturbed. He knows how to calmly observe the subtle cracks in her protective mask. Dr. Helen Fisher from the Kinsey Institute demonstrated that when a person experiences intense romantic attraction, the brain releases a surge of dopamine combined with norepinephrine. This combination creates both excitement and a mild social anxiety. It is this exact anxiety that forces a woman to suppress her facial expressions, but that very suppression produces nonverbal emotional leakage that she cannot hide. In this episode, we are not going to talk about cheap flirting tricks. We are going to decode the 5 most subtle psychological signs that a woman has deep feelings for you, but is trying not to show it. To help you visualize this clearly, consider 3 typical figures. First is Marcus, a 40-year-old man who embodies quiet masculinity. He possesses refinement, stoic composure, never rushes, and holds fast to his boundaries of self-respect. Second is Elena, an intelligent and confident woman who guards her emotional harbor to protect her self-esteem. And third is Leo, a 28-year-old impulsive man who panics whenever Elena maintains her distance, ruining every opportunity through impatience. Listen very carefully, because understanding this hidden language will empower you to navigate any interaction without ever trading away your dignity or your peace of mind. The first sign is eye gaze triangulation and a sudden spike in her blinking rate. Her eyes can lie with words, but they cannot lie to her autonomic nervous system. Dr. Albert Mehrabian, in his classic work on nonverbal communication, pointed out that body language accounts for more than 55% of true emotional messaging. When Elena is in the same room with Marcus, she intentionally avoids looking directly at him while speaking with others. But the moment Marcus turns away or focuses on something else, her gaze immediately shifts toward him. This is called unconscious eye gaze triangulation. She looks at you for 0.5 seconds, looks away, and then looks back at you from a side angle. Furthermore, Dr. David Givens, author of Love Signals, explains that when someone tries to suppress attraction toward you, increased heart rate and sympathetic arousal dry out the eye membranes. As a result, her blinking frequency increases from 10 to 15 times per minute, up to 30 to 40 times per minute when you step into her space. Look at how Leo reacts. When he notices Elena is not looking at him directly, Leo collapses internally. He assumes she dislikes him, interrupts her conversation, and awkwardly tries to seek attention. That needy reaction makes Elena feel suffocated and causes her to pull back even further. In contrast, how does Marcus behave? Marcus notices the leakage through Elena's eyes and blinking rate, but he simply smiles gently. He does not rush over to demand attention. He continues his work with absolute composure. Marcus's quiet presence creates a safe environment, allowing Elena to feel unthreatened and gradually relax her protective mask. The second sign is unconscious preening behavior and subtle hand gestures. Her body adjusts itself without her conscious mind even realizing it. Dr. Monica Moore from Webster University conducted research on human courtship signals and discovered that when a woman feels attracted to a man but tries to hide it, her body performs preening behaviors. These behaviors include subconsciously touching her neck, her collarbone, or smoothing her hair when you enter the room, adjusting her jewelry or aligning her glass parallel to yours, and turning her shoulders or feet toward you, even if her head is facing another direction. Why does this happen? In evolutionary neuroscience, touching the neck or collarbone is both a self-soothing mechanism to release nervous tension and an unconscious gesture to draw attention to a sensitive area. She may state in a cool voice that she feels neutral, but her fingers gently spinning her ring reveal a storm of dopamine inside. Leo sees her spinning her ring and asks if she is nervous, an insensitive question that makes her retreat. Marcus observes everything with quiet understanding. He registers the signal, but keeps his dignity, never turning it into a moment of mockery. The third sign is a specific coldness reserved only for you. She is warm and cheerful with everyone else, but guarded around you. This is the most misunderstood signal for men. At a gathering, Elena may laugh and socialize comfortably with all other male colleagues. But the moment Marcus steps forward, her demeanor instantly becomes formal, cautious, and even cold. Dr. Paul Ekman, the world's leading expert on human emotion, calls this an overcompensation mechanism. With other men, Elena has no romantic attraction, so her brain does not need to spend energy defending her feelings. She can laugh freely, because there is no emotional risk. But with Marcus, the intense attraction makes her fear that a warm smile or soft look will betray her feelings. Therefore, she is forced to build a temporary wall of coldness to protect herself. An ungrounded man like Leo feels offended and thinks she dislikes him, reacting with pettiness or anger. But Marcus, with his Stoic perspective, understands that genuine indifference is when someone treats you exactly like any stranger, when their attitude changes specifically for you. It is proof of a powerful emotion being suppressed. The fourth sign is micro-memory retention of tiny details about you that even you forgot. Her long-term memory encodes every data point about you with extraordinary precision. Dr. James Pennebaker showed that when we care deeply about someone, the brain automatically allocates long-term memory resources to information connected to that person. Elena might pretend not to care when Marcus speaks in a meeting, but 2 weeks later, in a casual conversation, she accidentally recalls the exact coffee Marcus likes, a book he mentioned in passing, or a small habit from a month ago. Immediately after saying it, she startles herself and tries to cover it up, claiming it was just a coincidence. This accidental slip is undeniable proof that she has spent significant time thinking about you in her private space. Marcus receives this information with a warm smile and quiet appreciation, never using it to press her. The fifth sign is static proximity maneuvering. She appears automatically within your physical radius. Dr. Edward Tronick from Harvard University showed that humans are biologically drawn to close physical distance with someone who attracts them, even when logic tells them to stay away. Elena may say she is busy and has no time, but by an unusual coincidence, whenever Marcus is at his usual coffee shop, library, or professional event, Elena always appears within his field of view, far enough not to demand conversation, but close enough for him to notice her presence. She is handing you a spatial key, opening an opportunity for you to initiate contact without losing her self-esteem. Leo would rush over recklessly. Marcus maintains his steady rhythm, finishes his task, and when the right moment arrives, he greets her with relaxed, grounded confidence. Now we reach the emotional climax of our story. Imagine an evening art reception. Both Leo and Marcus are present, and Elena stands across the room in an elegant black dress, surrounded by people. Leo cannot endure the silence any longer. Feeling ignored because Elena laughs with others but stays cold with him, Leo interrupts her conversation and asks in an annoyed voice why she has been avoiding him all night. The room falls quiet. Elena looks at Leo with deep disappointment. By asking that needy question, Leo destroyed her self-esteem mask in public and exposed himself as weak and desperate for validation. Elena coldly replies that he is being oversensitive and leaves him standing in public humiliation. At the exact same time, look at Marcus. Marcus observes everything. He remains unbothered. When the conversation thins out, Marcus steps closer. He does not ask why she was distant. He does not demand explanation. Marcus looks directly into her eyes with a calm smile, a warm tone, and perfect pacing. He says, "Elena, you look very elegant tonight. I know you value refined conversation. Whenever you want to enjoy a quiet cup of tea and have a real conversation, let me know." Marcus does not wait for a desperate answer. He nods gently, smiles, and walks back to his own space. That is the fundamental difference. Leo tries to claim her emotion through needy demands, while Marcus opens a door with confidence and allows her the freedom to walk through when she is ready. Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we should not demand events to happen as we wish, but wish them to happen according to their natural essence, and our lives will be peaceful. A woman's psychology, when hiding attraction, is a natural stream of evolutionary science. A grounded man does not force the river to flow faster. He stands steady like a mountain beside the bank. His composure is the greatest magnetic force, a force born of absolute self-sovereignty over his own inner peace. Remember these 3 iron principles. First, never force emotional exposure. Never ask needy questions about her feelings. Let time and behavior give the answer. Second, maintain your core life mission. Your career, health, and purpose must remain your top priority. Third, create a safe space instead of pressure. Be a calm, non-judgmental man. When a woman feels safe in your presence, without threat or demand, her protective mask will fall away naturally. Remember these core quotes. A woman trying to hide her feelings is not disliking you. She is protecting her self-esteem before a man who matters. A man's silence is not weakness. It is the power of a mountain unmoved by the wind. Inner peace is a man's throne. Never step down from your throne to chase a shadow that is not yet ready. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Her Logic. If this analysis gave you deeper insight into female psychology and strengthened your stoic composure, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you are a man committed to holding fast to your quiet masculinity, self-respect, and dignity, leave a comment below with just one word: loyal. That is our signal to recognize the grounded men in this Her Logic community. I am Sofia. May you always hold fast to your inner peace. I will see you in the next episode of Her Logic.